Okay, quick question before we even say hello. Picture this. It's your very first day at a brand new job.
Oh no. I already feel nervous just hearing that sentence.
Right? And your new manager smiles at you and says, "Hey, would you mind grabbing coffee for the team before the meeting?"
And suddenly you're standing in line with 5 different orders in your head in a language that isn't your first language, and everyone behind the counter is talking fast.
That happened to one of our students, Marco, in his second week living in Canada. He told me his hands were actually shaking a little.
Shaking over coffee.
Over coffee, because it's not really about the coffee, is it? It's about not wanting to look confused in front of new people.
That feeling is so real, and here's the good news. Today's episode is going to take that exact fear and turn it into confidence.
By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to order for yourself, order for a whole group, and even politely fix it if something goes wrong.
So grab a notebook or grab your own coffee, and let's get into it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Fluento, Everyday English for Real Life. I'm Anna.
And I'm David. We put out a brand new lesson every single day, so if this is your first time here, hit subscribe, because tomorrow there's another one waiting for you.
And don't forget, for this episode, we made a completely free phrase guide with every single expression we teach today, organized so you can review it on your phone before you walk into any coffee shop.
The link is right there in the description. Go grab it, it costs nothing, and it will genuinely make your next coffee order so much smoother.
Okay, David, back to poor Marco and his shaking hands. Let's actually solve this problem for him and for everyone watching.
So, here's what I've noticed after years of teaching this. Most learners already know coffee vocabulary. They know latte, they know cappuccino. The problem isn't the words, it's the speed and the questions.
Yes, it's a conversation, not a vocabulary quiz. The barista is going to ask you 3 or 4 quick questions in a row, and if you're not ready for the rhythm of it, you panic.
So today, we're not just teaching drink names, we're teaching the whole back and forth, the rhythm of the conversation.
And we're going to use our OSE method to do it. Observe, speak, extend. First, we listen to a real example. Then we practice saying it ourselves. Then we stretch it into a new situation so it actually sticks in your memory.
Let's start with the moment you walk up to the counter.
Observe. Listen to how this sounds naturally. Imagine you're at the counter and the barista looks at you and says,
"Hi there, what can I get you today?"
"Hi, could I get a medium cappuccino, please?"
Notice something? Anna didn't say, "I want a cappuccino." That sounds a little blunt in English, almost like a command.
Right. Instead, we soften it. Could I get? Or can I have? Or I'd like. Any of these work, and they all sound warm and polite.
Now, speak. Let's practice together. Repeat after Anna.
Could I get a small coffee, please?
Could I get a small coffee, please?
Now try it with your own favorite drink. Pause the video right now and say it out loud twice, even if nobody's around to hear you.
Seriously, do it. Your mouth needs the practice, not just your brain.
Good. Now extend. Once you've got that phrase, you can extend it to literally anything, not just coffee.
Could I get a table for 2, please? Could I get the check, please? Could I get a window seat, please? Same structure, endless situations.
That's the power of learning patterns instead of just single words. One pattern, 100 uses.
Now, here comes the part that actually causes the most stress, the questions that come right after.
In almost any coffee shop in an English-speaking country, after you name your drink, you'll usually get 3 fast follow-up questions: size, temperature, and milk.
Let's break each one down so none of them can surprise you again.
First, size. In most local coffee shops, it's simple: small, medium, or large.
But at big chains, you might hear their own special names. Don't worry about memorizing every brand's system. If you just say medium, a good barista will translate that for you.
Next, temperature. In the US especially, iced coffee is huge, even in winter, so the barista almost always needs to know hot or iced.
If you don't mention it, they'll usually assume hot, so if you want it cold, say the word iced clearly at the front. "Can I get an iced coffee, please?"
And third, milk. This one has grown a lot in the last few years. Oat milk, almond milk, soy milk, coconut milk, or regular dairy milk.
The easiest way to add this is with the word with. Can I get a medium iced latte with almond milk, please?
One sentence, 3 answers already given before the barista even has to ask.
That's a huge trick, by the way. If you say all of it up front in one smooth sentence, you sound incredibly confident, even if inside you're still a little nervous.
Fake it till you make it, but with grammar.
I love that. Now, quick side note before we move on. Some of you watching might be ordering through an app instead of standing at a counter, and that's completely fine too.
True, mobile ordering has gotten so popular. But here's the thing, even if you type your order into a phone, the same 3 details still matter: size, temperature, and milk.
So this vocabulary isn't going anywhere, app or no app.
And honestly, if you can say it out loud confidently, typing it will feel like a breeze.
Exactly. Speaking is always the harder skill, so we're going to keep training that muscle.
Exactly. Okay, I think it's time to put this to the real test. Remember Marco and his team order?
Let's watch him handle it.
Morning, what can I get started for you?
Good morning. Could I get 3 drinks, please?
Sure thing, go ahead.
First, a large hot coffee, black, no milk.
Got it. Next?
Then a medium iced latte with almond milk.
Perfect. And the third one?
And a small cappuccino, extra hot please, for my manager. She likes it really warm.
No problem at all. Can I get a name for the order?
Sure, it's Marco. M-A-R-C-O.
Great. That'll be $12.50. We'll call your name when it's ready.
Thank you so much.
And just like that, Marco ordered 3 completely different drinks in front of a line of strangers without freezing once.
Notice he didn't overthink it. He gave one item at a time in short, clear sentences. He didn't need fancy vocabulary. He just needed structure.
And structure is exactly what we're building in you today.
Now let's talk about the part almost nobody teaches. What happens when something goes a little wrong?
Observe. Imagine your name gets called, you pick up your cup, and it's not what you ordered.
This happens more than people think. Maybe you ordered iced and the cup feels warm in your hand.
A lot of learners feel embarrassed in this moment and just walk away with the wrong drink.
Please don't do that. Baristas want to fix it. Watch how natural this sounds.
Hi, sorry to bother you. I think this might be the wrong one. I ordered an iced latte and this one feels hot.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Let me fix that for you right away.
See? 2 soft phrases did all the work. Sorry to bother you, and I think this might be. They keep the tone friendly, not angry.
Now, speak. Let's practice the core sentence. Repeat. I think this might be the wrong order.
I think this might be the wrong order.
Excuse me, I ordered this without sugar.
Excuse me, I ordered this without sugar.
Great. Now, extend. This same soft pattern works far beyond coffee shops.
At a restaurant, sorry to bother you, I think this might be someone else's plate.
Excuse me, I think there might be a mistake with my room number.
Same gentle structure, completely different situation. Once you own the pattern, you can speak up anywhere without sounding rude.
Let's also talk about a smaller, sweeter kind of customizing, sugar and syrup, because a lot of learners struggle to describe exactly how sweet they want something.
If a drink is usually too sweet for you, you can simply say, "Could you make that half sweet, please?"
Or if you want a little more energy, could I get an extra shot of espresso in that?
And if you're ordering later in the day and don't want to be awake until 2 a.m., just ask for decaf. That means the caffeine has been removed.
One more useful one. If you like adding your own milk or sugar and you're getting a hot drink in a paper cup, the barista might ask, "Do you want room for cream?"
That just means, do you want a little empty space left at the top of the cup so you can pour your own milk in without it overflowing?
If you're a purist and drink it completely black, you just say, "No room needed, thanks."
Okay, I think we're ready for our second role play, and this time something goes wrong.
Order for Anna, medium hot cappuccino.
Excuse me, sorry to bother you. I think this might be the wrong drink. I ordered mine iced.
Oh no, I'm really sorry about that. Let me remake it for you right now. iced cappuccino. Was there anything else in it?
Yes, with oat milk and half sweet, please.
Got it. Iced, oat milk, half sweet. Give me just 2 minutes.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
See how calm that whole exchange was? No stress, no drama. Anna simply named the problem and gave the correct details again.
And here's the truth. The barista isn't annoyed. Mistakes happen constantly behind that counter. Speaking up, politely, is completely normal.
The confidence isn't in never making a mistake. It's in knowing exactly what to say when one happens.
That's really the heart of today's whole lesson, isn't it?
It is, but before we wrap up, there are 2 more tiny questions that catch people off guard almost every time, and I don't want anyone leaving this video unprepared for them.
Oh, I know exactly which ones you mean.
Go on then.
The first one is for here or to go. It sounds simple, but if you're not expecting it, your brain just blanks out for a second.
It really just means, are you staying to drink it in the shop or are you leaving right away? If you're staying, you say, for here, please. If you're leaving right away, you say, to go, please. Or in some places, to take away.
And funny enough, saying for here sometimes gets you a real mug instead of a paper cup, which honestly makes the coffee taste even better.
It really does. I don't know why, but it does. Okay, second tiny question. The name for the cup.
Right. Near the end, the barista will usually ask, "Can I get a name for that?" And this is purely so they can call you when your drink is ready.
If your name is long or a little tricky to pronounce in English, don't stress about spelling the whole thing out under pressure.
Exactly. You can always give a short version, a nickname, or even just your first initial. Nobody needs your full legal name for a cup of coffee.
And once you've paid, usually just by tapping a card or your phone, you might hear one final question. Would you like a receipt?
If you don't need it, a simple, "No thanks, I'm good," is all you need to say, and then you step to the side to wait.
See how none of these questions are actually difficult on their own? The only hard part was not knowing they were coming.
And that's exactly why we practice full conversations here on Fluento, instead of just single vocabulary words. Real English comes in these little unpredictable bursts, and now you're ready for every single one of them.
Let's lock all of today's language in with one final quick round before we go. Let's quickly gather everything into your pocket before we go. Repeat these with us one more time.
Could I get a medium iced latte, please?
Could I get a medium iced latte, please?
With oat milk, please.
With oat milk, please.
Could you make that half sweet?
Could you make that half sweet?
No room needed, thanks.
No room needed, thanks.
Sorry to bother you. I think this might be the wrong order.
Sorry to bother you. I think this might be the wrong order.
5 phrases. One confident coffee order, start to finish, even when something goes wrong.
So the next time someone asks you to grab the coffee for yourself or for the whole office, you're going to walk in there and order like you've been doing it for years.
And remember, every single phrase from today, plus a few bonus ones we didn't have time for, are waiting for you in the free phrase guide. The link is right in the description. Download it, keep it on your phone, and review it before your next coffee run.
Tell us in the comments, what's your go-to coffee order? We genuinely read every single comment, so don't be shy.
And maybe also tell us, has anything like Marco's story ever happened to you? A moment where you froze up ordering something in English? We'd love to hear it, because trust us, you are absolutely not alone.
Every single one of us has a story like that, including me. And honestly, sharing it in the comments might help someone else watching feel a little less alone too.
And if this lesson helped you even a little, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we post a brand new lesson every single day.
Keep practicing, keep speaking out loud, and don't be afraid of a few mixed up orders along the way.
We'll see you in tomorrow's lesson. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.